Well, welcome back to finals day here at the Corona Open J-Bay. Here is the semi-final bracket for the women. And there is a lot of world titles in this first semi. 9, in fact. Tyler Wright will take on Stephanie Gilmore. What a clash this is going to be. It was tricky. You've got to be super selective. These insiders could be the go. And it looks like Tyler Wright's going to swoop on one to get started here. She's just really been clicking into that amazing form that saw her take back-to-back world titles before injury stalled that run and those competitive results. But at Bells Beach, she was electric. Great variation in her approach. And she's really looking to kick things off with a bang here. This wall's going to provide some great scoring opportunity down the line here. She looks to line up that floating re-entry to finish. And it's a clean start.
Very clean, and especially since that wave choice gave her the opportunity to do the maneuvers all the way down the line. That wave provided perfect canvas. Watching this replay here of Tyler Wright again. So the choice of wave here, much smaller, not a major set wave. One of the first waves of the set, actually. But you can see the cleanliness of it and the fact that she's not rushing. She's able to do these maneuvers, just waits off the bottom, sets it up, and she's not pressing down the line, which we see a lot of these waves do that. So a good wave choice here to get those maneuvers done. I mean, the only thing that would hinder this score slightly is the fact that we didn't see any really super wow moments. She didn't really lay into a turn, right? In the entire wave. But the idea was she fit in like 6 or 7 turns. So it's very, very solid and a very easy paced wave for her. An opportunity felt like, a little bigger wave than what we saw from Tyler Wright's first. And this section here, nice and steep. She finally gets there and wasn't able to get the maneuver executed.
We saw Stephanie Gilmore take her first ride. Didn't get a lot of points out of it. Tyler's up again with a clean face. Already has a 7.33. And we'll back it up nicely with this ride as she comes flying down the line. Still more wall to work with. She'll get a couple more turns done in here. This one's going to drop out, though, and she has to go into recovery mode. Kind of loses that down the line flow, but quite a bit of work. Maybe not as big as the 7.33 there, Pete, but that was a solid score once again.
Didn't like what she, knowing that the 7.33 there, and that's what that pressure being applied by Tyler Wright does, is all of a sudden you start making decisions based on that score. So she kicks out, Steph Gilmore does, and then had to watch this, which was another pretty good number here for Tyler Wright.
Are you sensing that wind's just backing off a little bit at the moment, Pete?
Fingers crossed. But then all of a sudden we'll see a puff. During the heat, you see these little changes, at least the wave face. There was some pretty, it felt like it was pretty breezy, on a couple waves in that last heat, and then this looks a little smoother. So, yeah, as we watch this beautiful technique from Tyler Wright, open those arms up, driving through. She keeps it low, that back arm, as she drives through. Different techniques in the way that happens. Driving it through, it lengthens that line down towards the bottom of the wave. Here, a mix-up where she puts that back arm back. That's what we call a layback. Little layback snap. So again, showcasing the variety there. 2 different ways to get that snap done and being a major maneuver. Not super difficult in where she's been placing it, but super flowy. And that's exactly what she's been able to do here now with the number here, 2 numbers in her score line. It loosens her up. Now, all of a sudden, now she can go a lot bigger.
You could sort of see her running through things in her mind while she was surfing, and that's gone now. Just running on that aggressive approach. And up once again, trying to get rid of a 5.83. Digs in on the first turn. And doesn't really like what she sees down the line here. This lineup's definitely cleaning up at the moment. And that could really work in Steph Gilmore's favour in getting back in this clash. Betty Lou. Sakura Johnson, obviously a big win at Haleiwa for her at just 16 years of age. But, yeah, that's something else. A championship to a victory at 14. As we see Stephanie Gilmore up. This is an opportunity to get herself back in this heat. Only has a 1.67 so far. But this is already going to outpoint that as she digs into a couple of turns here on the inside. Needs to finish this one off. This wall's starting to steepen. And Steph's going to have to pull through the back as this one stretches out and closes down.
Take a look here at the replay. See, off the point, you get this push off the point like this with this direction of swell, and then the energy kind of feeds back at you as it goes down the line, and that's the kind of wave you want because it'll give you those steeper sections. Just here, she's setting it up, and this was finally that steeper section, but look at all the ribs in the face. She had to negotiate that, so she couldn't press as hard as she would have liked. Nice snap there, but then this wave loads up with energy.
Tyler, I think, adjusted nicely. She's moving around this lineup. She's having a close look at some of these insiders, and she's up again here. And coming around the section, sets her up nicely for that first big turn, cuts it down into the bowl, and now loads up that speed again to get back out in front of this wave. Just transitioning at this moment, flowing down the line. And this wave is going to slow up, and it's going to have a nice steep section. And she's going to draw off the bottom and now take a more vertical approach. Rips off the top there, extending nicely on that carve, kicking that tail a little bit. Wants the big finish through the inside now. As she again swoops off the top. Would love a high impact finish, and she finds it there on the inside. And she's not done yet, Pete. Gets another hit in the pocket there. So this is looking like it's going to put her well out in front now with just on 14.5 minutes remaining.
Yeah, very safe to say that she will improve there. It's just so patient, waiting for that wave to transpire for her.
I think more of a modern day style, and it's allowed her to bring a lot of progression. But over time, she's really matured her lines and found some of that flow that Steph Gilmore is famous for. And she put it on show on this ride.
Yeah, and you can see that there is still a lot of bump on the face there, but it doesn't seem to be affecting her. Equipment's nice and positive under her feet. She's placing in those turns with the speed that she needs to be able to execute those turns. You know, again, feeling this wave and realizing it and not working too hard. She's not frantic to get there. And then now this is the opportunity where it opens up, and there's that nice solid snap. You thought, oh, maybe it's over. Nope, she gets another one here to finish off this wave. So solid wave and an improvement, which is exactly what you want her to do to pick up that scoreline. It's important against Steph just to keep applying that pressure. Again, that technique of driving that arm down nice and low to the knee level. You know, some people bring it across their waist. Others will do, above their heads even. Like that kind of a snap there. So that tightens the arc, and you drive that arm through on the cutties. It's just, again, a variety and a different style of maneuver. But Dan, again, that last section there, it really sold this wave to the judges.
Yeah, this is the 2018 Corona Open J-Bay champion having a shot at a place in the final. Nice swoop to get started. Draws it right back into the bowl. It's a good looking wall for Gilmore. Needs to get some big turns done here. Drives up into the section. Goes to that layback jam. And she is on her way at the moment. Just trying to maintain that connection through each of her turns and really draw on that flow to turn in the score required. Big section stands up here. Gilmore on the attack. Looks to set up the tube, tucks into the barrel, still going through this one. Can she punch through the curtain? It doesn't feel like she will. And she's been knocked off, and Pete, it needed to be the perfect ride. She couldn't afford to fall off on it. I think you get 15 championship tour wins and 2 world titles without making smart decisions when you're in this position. But Steph Gilmore really has given herself a shot here.
Yeah, she sure did. And you see this wave loading up with all that energy. It's this perfect type of wave here, to nice and smooth, beautiful layback gouge here, straight into it, just so much style. It didn't get the finish on this wave, to lift it to say needing the 9.59. Yeah, she pulls out of this barrel, but beautiful snap there. And then this inside pulls in. She could have been traveling. If she'd found a doggy door out of there, we start talking about maybe getting the number needed.
I don't know if there's going to be another opportunity for Gilmore here.
Oh, there's the cover.
Yeah, Tyler Wright making her move, looking out the back. And she knows she's unlikely going to replace the 6.93. So at this point, just cruising. And won't even get over the double up. And Steph Gilmore's not going to get another shot. Tyler Wright is on her way to the final. Impressive numbers, 14.26. We're going to take a quick break. We've got semi-final heat number 2 around the corner with Carissa Moore and Tatiana Weston Webb.